Turn it up.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, what's up, MJ? Chilling under all day. I'm back.
I gotta do some crap in the background here, so I'm just gonna go on mute for a little bit.
Yep, cool. Sit here. Scan through those assets. What's happening? Looking through some charts here. See if you take it down. Machine. Fuck it. DeFi shitcoin. Pump it. Let's pull back. Let's be TCD at. Yeah, just give me a minute, everybody. Just more people get in here. Scan over this crap. So 1 hour's flash. CBTC. And pop. So I've correlated a lot of different indicators, price action. Tested a lot of them. Keep them core, I think, most important. Obviously, HVP and any volatility tool correlates to price action. Very powerful. Gives direction 100%. The mom will give you momentum based on volatility. So
how you doing, Bilbo?
Good. Fer, what's up? You surf today?
No, man, I went to another town. No. So, waves are small, very small.
Right. Yeah, we're dry as a bone here. No snow. No snow in the forecast at all. It's like I get spoiled these days, man. I don't go up and ride the girlies. I need a powder day, bro.
Well, last night we didn't get to our targets, unfortunately.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, it's acting strong. So I'm looking through all this stuff. Before you popped in, it's telling everyone. Now I'll go through and correlate all kinds of different indicators. Price action. Usually due to chart constraints. I choose
I'll be back in a bit, man.
Yeah. Like I was telling them, like any volatility tool, it's good to have correlated to price action. It's the first thing I do these days when I pull up my charts. Immediately look what volatility is doing. See if it's correlated. See if it's not correlated. Then I had the mom correlated at one point, but it doesn't seem too important. The mom does what the mom does. Have the mark oscillator is definitely much better being correlated. As far as keeping you in the move through the chop. Let's see here. Loses correlation right there. This is what it says. I don't even know what I'm even looking at. It doesn't even matter. That's the thing. I don't give a shit. Besides BTC and ETH, I got 6 other shit coins I don't even give a shit about. But looking through all the charts, those are the ones that really caught my eye. I was going back, testing things, looking at movements. And so I don't even have to know what the asset is. I just give a shit what the volatility's doing. It's correlated or not. I look down to see what's going on with the mark oscillator, DWT, see if it's positively autocorrelated, negatively autocorrelated. What Hearst is doing. Like I've said in other streams, it's not like I actually don't look at each indicator. I can scan across these charts and just the chart as a whole will catch my eye. I'll see a certain signature up and down. And if I spot something that I see that I like, I'll throw a vertical line on it and start tracking it. Yeah, you can see right here, mark oscillator just falls off a cliff with the correlation. Heads down, crosses the triggers. You literally get you out of the move right before the little dump here. I mean, this is a 1 minute chart. There's a lot more occurrences on a 1 minute chart. So when you're studying these things and when you get the free indicators up on your chart, you want to definitely throw it on a low time frame. Watch how everything just ebb and flows together. Start looking for little nuances in the entire chart, things that catch your eye. Because we can explain to you what the indicators are, but we can't help you interpret them. That comes with time and hard work. 15. I usually have them on 15-minute. Let's see, let me look at the chat. Let me see who's in here. Never some other new guys pop in. Okay. Let's see. What time is it? Yeah, we got about 52 minutes to close. What a traditional markets do today. SPY's a little up. Nasdaq's a little down. No, it's a little. Gold down. So let's go back to BTC. You can see on the 15-minute, or that's in the hour. Volatility's crashed on the hour. This is what I look for too. This is what's really helped me. It's like you can see correlation starting to rise. square. Okay. Let's see. I always want to watch the Hearst. Hearst is going to tell you whether volatility is high, the market's trending, or volatility is low, and the market's mean reverting. So when I see volatility start to flash, I'll look at the correlation. Nothing spectacular yet. First either. But oscillator's above its triggers, above the RMS. And starting to pop, starting to head up. Possibly shooting down in positive autocorrelation, which people, trend. The interesting club. Let's go to the chart here. Look at expected moves, comes. Let's see here. And it's 1 hour. No, let's go to 4. And 4 hour right now. I did this bottom indicator over here. This is the expected move occurrence tester. It's going to tell you what volatility period you need to be on to get the closest to your probabilities. Price action. Right now it's on a 4 hour. It's on a 365 volatility period. And on the daily, it's on a 30. That's why this indicator is so important. It's like, because back in the day, before we built this indicator, before Bali Pig built this indicator, you would just assume that daily and above, you would want to be on a 365, and below a daily, you would want to be on a 30. This indicator just totally throws all that right out the window. You can literally check that on any time frame. But once you get below 4 hours, it's usually going to be 30. Like right now, let's go to a 3 hour. Whoops. Let's go to 3 hour. That's how you use this. Now, obviously, expected moves aren't a free indicator, but the occurrence tester is. And it's set on 30 right now. So it's what you do. Volatility period on a 30. You look down here and you see. Let me turn the labels on. You want the occurrence probability as close to the expected probability as possible. That's what volatility period you want to use. So right now it's saying a 30 is at about a 72.33. So then you just change this to 365. Okay, this is shifted. That's a little bit below 72. Yeah, you're going to want to stay for 30 for sure. That's interesting. 3 hour. Let's go to 1 hour. Yeah, this is interesting. This is really interesting. Yeah, 365. Wow. 15. 2, 5. Yeah. 15. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's definitely 365. Then you get up to a daily and it's a 30. I will double check. I did earlier. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't So see on 365, it's up around 87. 30. 5, yeah. So 30 on the daily. Let's take a peek at these daily charts too, by the way. Yep, one is first standard deviation to the upside was $19,524. Didn't quite get there. 2, 3, 6, 7. First thing I do every day, or every new day, when it starts is I'll look for the daily standard deviations, the top side, the bottom side, and then I'll check the 4-hour, first 4-hour candle, and see what those standard deviations are. And you usually like either to the top side or the bottom side. If the 3SD to the top or the bottom of the 4-hour matches up really close, you can almost expect a nice move. Where you're probably going to hit a third standard deviation maybe on the first candle. You know how BTC is at the beginning of the day. Sometimes it'll just pump real fast, dump real fast, one to the other. But those are, things are great for options, the expected moves. But when you use them for just regular trading, they're great targets. Especially, if you're just scalping, if you're scalping low time frames, if you're getting entries on the 3-minute, you can just shoot over to the 15-minute and look where the 1SD to the top side or the bottom side, whatever you're trying to do, where you can take profit. You can even you can set different take profits. Like you get in on a 3-minute, you can use the 15 and take some profit at the first SD, some at the second, close out at the third. Especially if the other indicators are telling you it's going to be a nice move. Okay. So that'll be good. We'll be on stream at the close here. 45 minutes or so. And I'll go over the correlations again. It's like just like to go over it. You never know who's new. It's pretty much like 6 things that can happen that I found through working with the volatility correlated to price action. When volatility expands, like right now it's contracted. That's what the flash is on the HVP. Volatility is at a 0, and it's been a nice steady drop. Like over here, you can see when volatility drops off a cliff like this, even from what was that printing, about a 65.2, it literally dropped to about a 15. That's just boom, something's going to happen. You can always see it in Impossible RSI and MOM. You can see drops off a cliff, they flip bullish, price action. That was a $1,000 move. Not bad. Just by paying attention to the volatility. Everything's volatility. Yeah, to me, it really, everything else, I'm just looking for confluence. But volatility means everything. That's why traditional technical analysis is just ridiculous. You really have no idea what's going on. That's why a lot of people lose money. The only way to make money using that bullshit is in and out. Boom, take your profit. Look for another entry. But yeah, it's all crap. Anyway.
Yeah, Dogman has a pretty good question right along while you're talking about the correlation, which is the look back period.
Yep.
And basically he's just saying, why is it set to 30? And maybe you could just talk about why you would look at different periods.
That's why they indicated. That's why they're open. You need to find what works best for you. That's just a look back. That's 30 candles. You're looking back 30 candles, or you're looking back 20 candles, or That's all it is. So it's just depending on what you're doing, on what time frame you're on. I mean, but
do you generally have your look back periods the same for all indicators? Like, so all your correlations, do you want them all the same, or do they change depending on what indicator?
I did change them, right? When I was working with them, as soon as they're new, I start working with them and I see what fits best. Like Hearst, I'm on a 30, which is default. You know, it's what Bali said. It's what Bali settled on. But he'll even tell you. It's like, don't go by my word. That's what this community is all about, is the putting in the work and at some point starting to contribute, like everybody eventually does. Like this correlating the Marxulator with price action. That was all MJ. He brought that to our attention. And then I started looking at it. And that was actually, that indicator just came out. I mean, the old one's been out for a long time, but it just got redid with better math, different modes and whatnot. So you have to play around with it. That's all the look back is, just candles. So like on the Hearst, I use a 30. But let's see. Open sesame. I use a 30 on DWT. But I'm like the correlation coefficient, I use a 20. Because one thing about correlation is that it'll lag a little bit, and like Bali said yesterday, and I've never brought it up, but it's made to break. You know, you can just look at it. You know, look at here. Let me expand that. Boom. I mean, boop 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 boop. So it's a you got to be quick. If you're playing low time frames, you got to be quick. You know, you got to be ready to react. But like you can see, like from right here, this is on a daily. Get a flash in volatility right here. You can see this whole time during this flash. This flash. It's down here in negative correlation. It's heading towards positive correlation, but is what happens when volatility's negatively correlated. It doesn't have to be significant, but when it's negatively correlated and volatility's more or less flat, price action just going to walk up. It's going to walk up. It's going to walk up. And then it ebb and flows into positive correlation. Right when you get an expansion, price action pumps. And let's see, right when it crosses, it's on that candle. It's at 431. Only a $2,000 move. No big deal. This is why if you're just getting here, learning about these indicators, you've landed in the right spot. Don't give up. This shit's not easy though. You got to put time in. This isn't like, how do I read a stochastic? Oh, it's overbought. Oh, it's oversold. I buy here, I sell there. How many times do you get wrecked doing that shit?
Yeah.
That's because it's bullshit.
Yeah, I think Bali even said it last night on that stream. I mean, it's hard to forget what you know, and I even find myself. I mean, I've only been using this shit for a month, you know, and things are much better, but the shit still creeps in. I mean, because you get into these, you know, modes and things that you're used to working with, and you're just like, man, you just got to forget it. You got to forget it. Start using these tools. Get over the learning curve, and you know, it's going to take some time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Like, especially with the volatility, man.
Yeah.
With the volatility, it definitely takes time to understand what's going on. And I've been working with the HVP for almost 3 years, and sometimes it'll catch me.
Yeah.
But I've learned the hard way. I know how fast these things can change, especially on lower time frames when you're trying to scalp. So there's really
I mean, look right now, it's
stuff.
15-minute. We just got a flash. We've got correlation trending up. We got mom just changed. We've got Mark Salaters. Pretty good. Pretty good signal.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, mom and possible RSI are above the mean. DWT doing, yeah, it's down in positive autocorrelation. And is what you'll see when you do get a pump or a dump. Here's a good example. Just because you go into positive or autocorrelation doesn't mean price actions are going to go up.
Yeah.
See this dump on sushi? Boom, 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 boom. Look where the dump starts. Look at the bottom indicator where my line is. Shoots from negative autocorrelation into positive autocorrelation. And when you're in positive autocorrelation on the DWT, positive returns are followed by positive returns, and negative returns are followed by negative returns. And you can see it, red candle, red candle. We got one there, but it's mostly down. Boop, 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 boop. But you can see how fast it goes back into negative. Pretty much on that candle. So while it's in trend, while it's pink, you get one red candle, one red candle. But when it is literally up in negative autocorrelation, you can see the candle. Blue, pink, blue, pink, pink, blue, pink, blue, pink, blue, pink. It's because when you're in negative autocorrelation, positive returns are followed by negative returns. Negative returns are followed by positive returns. So it's exactly the opposite. So that's what the DWT tells you, about autocorrelation, where Hearst is telling you about the strength of the trend or of the market or the mean reversion of the market.
Now, what's interesting, I do see we must have something a little different, or maybe it's a different exchange, but the thing that's kind of a little bit lacking in this particular point BTC is we don't have Hearst, but you show Hearst looking pretty good there. I don't show Hearst looking pretty good. So
what exchange are you on?
I'm on Femex. I'm set to 2010-2. I don't know what you're set to.
My Hearst, I'm on a 30 look back, 10 super smooth. What's your look back on Hearst?
20.
Put mine on 20. There you go. Is that more like it?
Yep.
Yeah.
What was yours on?
Yep.
30?
30.
30, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I've used all kinds of different look backs, and like Hearst, I settled on a 30, probably just for that reason. Yours is down, mine's up, price action's going up.
Put everything in your favor, right?
Yeah. But it could be different on different time frames.
Yep.
For sure.
I've tested both on higher time frames like the daily and stuff, and I found that the Hearst, while it does give you like the more accurate signals, there's also more noise associated with it. So take it for what it's worth. The Hearst on the 30 is not going to give you like the quickest one. Or all of them, but it's gonna be more accurate, or there's gonna be less noise associated with it. So when you do get a signal off of the Hearst, using the CC, for example, it's just gonna be something you can rely on a little bit more. That's what I found personally, but yeah. So.
Right.
But that's on the 30, right, Anix?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I use the 30 too. It is when it happens, it's very, very accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, guys, you learn something new every stream. I'm making a note of that.
Yeah, buddy. And like right here too, you can see like volatility is expanded up here, and this is a 12-hour, right? As soon as it goes in to negative correlation, look at the Hearst, right? Trending down. Volatility is negatively correlated. HVP is contracting, and you can see look where price action starts walking up, right when it gets negatively correlated while HVP is contracting. Price action just walks up. Boom, 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 boom. You can see right when Hearst goes below 0.5, that's where you get your first pink candle. Down. Another one. Down. Then hers levels out. Get an up candle. Starting to stair step up. So there's just little nuances that you'll begin to see using this stuff. It's just there's less occurrences on higher time frames. It just takes a lot longer. I mean, would you rather be looking at 2 candles a day on the 12-hour trying to figure out what you're looking at, or would you rather be on a 1 minute trying to figure out what you're looking at?
Yeah.
It's a lot easier.
MJ, so while I did that for the higher time frames, I would definitely encourage somebody to kind of back test stuff on lower time frames, just because what Bilbo just said. I mean, as far as occurrences are concerned, and Bali always preaches this, like, if that shit's going to work on the higher time frames, it should work on the lower time frames, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you test the efficacy of whatever the fuck I'm talking about at the end of the day. It's more efficacious on lower time frames, just because you have so many different occurrences associated with it. So anyway, my bad.
Hold on. Go ahead, talk. Hold on for a second. I got a call. I got to answer.
Mm-hmm. No worries.
Anix, I'm going from the concept of when Bali will make these indicators, he plays traditional, right? So that's Monday to Friday. You have 20
Right.
days a month of trading. One of the reasons why I normally put at 30 is because on crypto we have 30 days of trading in a month. So
Yeah.
you take into consideration every day.
Yeah, you're right in that. But having said that, though, I've always seen him backtest stuff on Bitcoin. By the way, like, at least from when he's always shown it. And sometimes he'll like switch over to SPY or something like that. But like I've seen him, like, if you look at most of the screenshots on the TradingView descriptions of the indicators, they're primarily on Bitcoin for what it's worth. So I think that's why the 30 was in there. So yeah, I mean, you're right in that. Like, ideally, you would want it like 21 or 22, because I mean, that's, if you look at the average of monthly days there are over the last 2 or 3 years, it's like 21.37 days or some shit like that is the average. So anyway, that's besides the point. I digress. Yeah. So and even in traditional, so I primarily play in the traditional side, and I can tell you right now, like, 30 works just fine for me. In terms of understanding how, and I primarily use it for the purpose of seeing when volatility is going to expand and contract and stuff like that. So, and I use it as the correlation, the CC on price in Hearst. So that's how I use the Hearst, and it works beautifully on the 30, even in the traditional land where there's 20 trading days for me. So,
All right.
Again, personal opinion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's not necessarily like these settings are like Bilbo has said, and Bali has said. I mean, look, their settings are changed in there. They're changeable for a reason. Go test them on different time frames, and look back and see how it reacted, and you're gonna find maybe for your trading style or for whatever time period it's gonna be different.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Yep.
Yeah.
You got to put in the work. There is no you're not going to come over here and like there's going to be this is the way you do it. It's not it. These are, like Bali has said, these are temperature gauges. All of these indicators are temperature gauges, and they just tell really good temperature. Okay, but it's up to you to decide what temperature you want it to be on. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's given several different analogies in regards to it. I mean, be it as they're building fighter jets, F-35s. You got to fly them. You got to be the ace pilot. They're the app store as far as Apple is concerned. They're making the apps. At the end of the day, how you use them is completely up to you. But the tools are there for you to use. And the biggest point about these tools is the fact that they're based on logic, math, sound math, and hence why the efficacy associated with them, and the confidence that they provide in making the decisions, having the biases that you guys would. So,
All right.
Yeah, I think the message here is that what we do here is suggestions of what we are using for our own trading style. And therefore, you don't have to follow it. You could follow it if you want to, but this is suggestions, and there are many. Like Bilbo has his own, I have my own, Anix has his own, so everybody's a little bit different here and there. And then you need to figure out what is your trading style and what is that you want to do. But in terms of the indicators per se, they do what they're supposed to be doing and they work.
Yeah. Yep. That's the main point. These indicators are precisely built on math, and they work, and they give correct measurements. That is the point. As far as new people, if you want two strategies, Johnny Bravo had a video about a week ago, I think, that's up, available to watch. And then Yasha had a really good one for lower time frames the other day. So those are two videos you definitely want to check out if you're looking for like a more specific strategy to use.
25 minutes. Yeah, I'm just now reading through these questions.
Was that guy Sean who just joined today? Was he in here today?
I know he joined. I don't
Okay.
see him in the chat.
Yeah. Okay.
But who knows? I don't know where he was located.
Gotcha.
Sleepyville or something.
Dogman, I will drop a link right now for you. And there's a lot of videos and these different resources here for these streams. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. Some of them are very old. Not very old. I should say old. It feels old now, but a couple months ago. And, there's some old versions of indicators that are maybe talked about. You just got to keep it in mind when you're listening to this stuff that, there may have been little tweaks and updates and differences of the way people are using things. So just keep that in mind when you're listening. But there's a lot of really good nuggets in these streams. I mean, Bali alone, he's got some. It's freaking amazing. I love listening to this crap.
And everybody watch. If you weren't part of the stream yesterday, you need to listen to it. There was good shit in there about stop losses, bullshit, and just other great. There's always just like you just said, every stream. I know they might be a couple hours long, but everybody has time. Especially if this is what you're wanting to do for a living, you need to put in the work. You need to listen. Now, what was that question? It said, wanted to know about BTCD.
That's the one. The link's in there.
VIX.
Stream questions.
What the hell? Is that today? Jesus Christ. I tell people to write questions. They just hammer down, don't they? I'm way behind.
we pretty much got them all, I think, up to this point.
Did you? Okay, I turned on the indicator names.
And by the way, that stream source there, that Dropbox, it's not the only one. If you go into the streams links, there's a whole bunch of other ones, and Yasha's throwing some up on his YouTube channel, and some of them will be duplicates because there's been different people over the time here recording these streams. So there's certainly it's a hodgepodge here. But look, none of us are sitting here getting paid to do this. Okay, we're all just trying to contribute in whatever way we can. So it's not like you're coming over here to have some years in the making thought out and plan here. You know what I mean? We're all working with this stuff and just trying to get as many resources out there and like Bilbo said, it's all about you putting in the work. That's what it's really all about.
Yes.
And another reason as to why there's no defined set of criteria like MJ mentioned is primarily because these tools are so fucking new. You're working with the cutting edge shit at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Big time. Cutting edge. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Like
the more people work with it, the more ideas come out, and then we can look at it and discuss it, and and
Yeah.
and we can probably get even more benefits that we don't even know right now.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I can't remember who brought it up, but in one of the streams, like the whole thing that I think is cool is everybody's using the same shit here, right?
Yeah.
We're all using the same stuff, and that's what's great because, like, back in traditional TA, everybody's using all these different shit, and plus it was never, the math's never done right on those indicators. They suck. So,
Yeah.
Here everyone's focused on the same stuff and have the same goals. And, imagine this place, I think, a year from now when you've got, 50, 100 people, all doing separate things with it. I mean, we're going to find gold in here. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah. That's why everybody needs to play. Once you learn these indicators, start playing with them, start figuring out what works best for you. Maybe you'll see something somebody missed. Now, when it comes to building the indicators, these indicators, that's why they really piss Valley off when you're like, so, well, why don't we do this or that? You don't think these guys have like done everything? I mean, they're working hard. They're trying everything possible to build these indicators. So, but when it comes time to start interpreting them,
Yeah,
that's where everybody's going to add value. That's where everybody's going to add value. And then at some point, there'll be a lot more people talking on the stream, because once you learn how to use these and you're contributing in the channel, you'll become faculty. You'll be able to speak on these streams and start bringing forth, your knowledge. But until then, it's better just to like ask questions, learn them, pretty much. Let's see.
By the way, I'm thinking to re-record, how I'm using the indicators, because when I checked on YouTube while I was driving, half of the stream is just, like the screen is not moving, stuff like that. So I'm kind of feeling it's not the best I could have.
Yeah, we can redo it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'll just do it like in my spare time with some sort of software and stuff like that, and we'll put it up if you guys like it. Then I'll ask Yasha to put it on YouTube and remove that one, because it's just it's a little bit could have been done better.
Yeah, right.
And like I see Andy in the chat, and he said this before, and this is a great idea. Turn the price action off on your charts. Start just watching the indicators when you're learning. And I'm telling you, is what you do. You start watching the indicators. Before you know it, you'll be able to look at the indicators and you'll be able to be like, I bet when I turn price action on, this is what I'm going to see. You start blowing your own mind when you see the perfection of these indicators. That's a great way to learn the occurrences and the correlations. That's a good little tidbit there for people that are just starting.
Yeah, shit. I mean, watch it on the 1 minute. Watch it on all different lower time frames. You'll
Right.
I was
you'll
on
get
the
a lot
30-second watching shit last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And yeah, dog man, I do. I this is all I do, trade. But I also had a head start. I had a great head start. I was able to make a good investment in 2016 in Bitcoin. So it's me from working. In 2017, I shut down my business.
The 4 hours looking that we might want to push it up. We got positive correlation on the hers, mom and RSI are turning.
Just back up.
Yeah.
And then Marxilator just bounced.
Yeah. Yes, it did. Yeah, I was watching when this crossed up, and then right after it lost its negative correlation, climbed up. Yeah, I've went back and I've tested it, and that's probably why MJ brought it forth, because he did the same thing. And I'm telling you, when this thing freaking goes into positive autocorrelation, it usually charges. PA just charges. Yes, it does. Sorry, I was sidetracked looking at some other stuff. It's the one SD385. Yeah, I thought, and if you see there, when was that? That was on that candle back there. Let's see here.
So we got, at the moment, we got the con is 19368. Well, it might change, but around 19300, first standard deviation. So that probably is going to be pushed up, of course, and in the next 14 minutes.
Yeah.
So that could be a next push that we'll have.
You can see when we hit the high today at 367, you can see the 1SDM, the 1SD was very similar to where we're at now, and it pretty much nailed it. That's what's great about these. This is great for targets, but definitely built for trading options. But as more people work with them, like I have, and all these other guys have, I mean, they create great targets.
Oh man, yeah,
big time. And you'll just start to see things.
Yeah, that's a
And
great
that's what
point.
happens. Just good.
I was just saying, it's a great point, and we don't probably talk about it enough, but you guys do. But I don't know options. I'm just fucking learning this shit. You know, I'm a dumbass like everybody else. I've been working with this stuff for a few weeks, so I'm still learning myself. And I don't trade full time for a living, but my goal is to get there. So, I'm just like everybody else trying to learn this shit. But it doesn't take long to start learning it, and then but really, all this stuff, like Bilbo said, is designed for options. That's what we should be learning, and Bali would tell you, learn options. That's really what you need to concentrate on, because by learning options, you can mitigate your risk in trading in your futures markets. So if you're only trading futures, there's no way to counteract yourself to do it unlike you have with options. Options are freaking incredible in the way that you can put the odds in your favor to win trades. And I don't know, maybe you can go into that a little bit more, Bilbo. But I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to learn all this shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's what like just back in the day, like that's what futures were made to, like, hedge your freaking product or whatever. So especially like if you're mining crypto and you're not using futures to hedge those mining operation, and you're not even doing it right. You should be using futures for that. But like with options, you should never have a bigger future position than what your options positions are. And you use futures to help with your options positions, to help you cover, to help you do certain things. And trust me, I've been studying options for about probably a couple years, and I'm still way behind. It doesn't come easy. It really doesn't come easy. It's not like it's easy to learn them. But if you really study hard, like Christ has, the shit really takes off. And Bali's the same way. It's not like they've always traded options. It's just something that comes with time. You start to learn things, but you study. Nobody's going to hold your hand. That's for damn sure. Everybody's trying to make money. 100%. Trying to make that cash. Some these questions. Turkish ID. Yeah, dog man, tasty trade, 100%. Watch their videos. Great resource. And yeah, definitely don't buy people's options programs. Bunch of scams.
Yeah, in Tasty Tray, I don't think you need to go anywhere else. Tasty Tray has everything you can possibly think of that you need.
For sure.
From theory to applications to whatever, and it's free. You don't pay anybody.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. Like even on the Sapphire chart, you got to be patient. You got to be patient because like volatility's totally contracted, and you're looking down at the correlation, and it's negatively correlated. But this can change in a heartbeat. This can freaking turn around and head straight up right when volatility is expanding. And so if you like go into this position right now and short, you could screw yourself. But that's why, let's see over here. That's why we have all these tools.
Today, actually, the 15-minute did trick me because it looked like, no, this is it. It was going to go lower. And 2-3 candles later, just turn up. And that in 45 minutes. And I was like, damn.
Yeah,
I
well,
should have known better. I should have known better.
Check this real quick. Yeah. Yeah, and you can see just hanging around possible RSI and MOM, just hanging around the mean. Volatility's contracted, going in between positive, negative correlation.
But that's the beauty of the bands, because even though you see that you are in the middle and the mom and the impossible are in the middle, in the mean, then really that's a not trade zone. Shouldn't be.
Right.
You should wait for some sort of resolution there. If it's gonna go towards the top band or it's gonna go towards the bottom band. What I normally do is I try to see we are at the bottom or the top. Very rarely, I go with the middle one. Has to be something very obvious, but it's difficult.
Guys, have a good stream. I'm going to sleep.
Right, John.
See you later, man.
Rest up.
Later, John.
See you, man.
Yeah, I'm working with just working with this new stuff too, the returns. Always looking for these.
Are you liking the con with the
Yeah.
reverse?
Yeah, I like it. I do. Well, it helps you to see, when everything's lining up. Big time.
So,
with all
Dogman,
the
to
levels.
address, sorry, Dogman, to address your question about CC values, just to let you know, this is something that Bali said, just to kind of preface everything I'm going to tell you is, keep in mind, correlation is meant to be broken and meant to be gained. So the key thing you want to be looking at is, how important that is based on the p-value, which is the histogram on the indicator itself. It's like the gray bars that you see. If the p-value is higher, and Bilbo, correct me if I'm wrong because you've worked with this a little bit more than I, but if the p-value is higher as it's crossing the 50 line, the 0.5 line, or whatever it is, that's the stuff that you want to be paying attention to.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, correlation can stay up there for a while as well, but keep in mind, again, it's meant to be broken, and how you discern that is really, where the p-value is when the CC is crossing the 0.5 line, or switching slopes, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, for sure. Tell you a lot. To detail you. Oh yeah, we get a few minutes here. Good. All right. Once we get this daily open, there'll be a lot more questions.
Volatility on the daily is like fucking screaming red right now, but like anything below an hour, it's like fucking crushed on BTC.
Yeah. The thing is, Anix, the thing is that it is red, but the HB, the hers, is not near 0.5, so that could pass the next, few days on that until I don't see that that hers getting close to 0.5. I really, this ship could keep going as it is right now for a few days.
Yeah. And
That's the one who's gonna.
mom's turning
sure.
around to the upside.
Yeah, that's
Or
what
has.
the Harris is the one who's going to tell us when that volatility to contract.
Yes, sirs.
Remember, Bilbo, you when you were waiting for that, putting a strangler, that way you were putting, waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and losing money, and then if you would have had hers, you would have not wasted your time.
Go back. Let's go back. When was that? June.
That's the best example I've heard on that.
Oh, let me go to. Let's find it here. Pretty sure. When the hell was that? It was like
a couple of months ago, I think.
I think it was like June, July, something like that.
The volatility was crashed for.
Or was it before that? What?
It was when everyone thought it was going to dump.
It's right here. It's like in August. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Let me go into this.
Was it not that agreement?
She's the regular. There we go. June. Started volatility crash like about June 10th. And it didn't pop until
Fucking July 20th.
July 26th. So it was what he was just talking about. It was like, so volatility crashes here. And usually that's when you want to buy premium. And so I was buying strangles. I bought a strangle there. Bought a strangle here. And I bought one here. Which I did. I made a little money on that. I got out of it. I made a little money on that one. But if I would have had the Hearst, look at the Hearst this whole time during all this. Nothing. I'm just waiting for the volatility to expand. But if I would have had the Hearst pop, boom, boom. That's when you want to buy it. And that would have been nice. That was like the $3,000 move, I think. Yeah. Started this whole dog and pony show. Where we're at now. Sitting at 19,222. And everybody was like, oh, it's going to the cellar. I don't think so. It's not what I'm seeing. Cool. This would be good.
Yeah, the Hearst on that one was just so money. You put the correlation coefficient on there. Oh my god, It was perfect. I mean, picture perfect fucking signal.
Right.
Along with the impossible RSI, mom turning on. So good.